Welcome to Learn Butoh. This is episode 30. Today we are going to go over bones, the skeleton. And so for this, we're going to throw out the window muscles, joints. We're only going to be thinking of bones. Just the bones. How would it be like if we were just bones? Sometimes, perhaps, gravity just takes you. And just a bundle of bones. And then what happens when the skeleton starts walking? Because the skeleton is so weak, like flapping around everywhere because there's nothing to hold the skeleton. I'm just bones. So maybe sometimes the skeleton somehow gets a balance of sort. And then, almost falling. Maybe even fall. But that's just the tragedy of having nothing but bones. So yeah, the swing action happens. Prior episode on swings, sort of did this thing. We can continue that on with everything else because there's no resistance. So, a lot to explore there. So I'm going to bring Shervon into the scene because this is a pretty good exercise in letting go of the muscles and the joints and everything and letting someone else manipulate you. So, Shervon, I'm going to be like a lab skeleton. And Shervon is just going to manipulate me. And you can change up the degrees of how much resistance you give. Like, if I want almost close to 0 or like 25%, I'm like droopy. I'm like this. Like, she has to hold me up more. But you can play around with how much resistance you have. So you might realize by now that this skeleton is very close to the imagery of puppet. Because a puppet too doesn't have anything. It's very empty. All it has is a little strings or something bone-like, pieces of wood to hold it together and for someone else to manipulate it. And so we can study that. A little bit slower pace if you want. Just pretending as if you are that empty skeleton or puppet. We can also do a little chattering with the teeth. The sound. You can change up the tempo, like quick.